I think for me it's just so exciting because I get to pilot this horse, I get to take him over there, and it's like the biggest honor really. But it also would be incredible just to represent South Africa at the Olympic Games, to get there and to really showcase, I think, the horses that we have in South Africa. So for me it's more than just the Olympics, it's showing the rest of the world like the incredible thoroughbreds that we have here in South Africa, and that there is a life for them after racing, and that I want to show them that we've given Rapper that chance, and he's, you know, taken it, and he's now performing at the highest level in eventing.
Jessica, George and Wrap Up have attained Olympic qualifying scores in 2 events already, with the third and final event taking place this weekend at Oaksprings Farm in the KZN Midlands. With the Olympic Games in Paris next year, the remaining qualifying score will see them jet out of the country in December. Wrap Up is by previous Hollywoodbets Durbanville winner Grace Inn out of a Western Winter mare. Trained by Craig Eudey in KZN, he raced 5 times from 12 to 2400 metres before finding a second career in eventing. We recently joined Jessica and Wrap Up in a training session with her coach, Douglas Welsh.
I first started riding him, competing him, kind of the middle of 2022, and I took him over. Douglas Welsh produced him, got him up to 3-star level, so it was a very intimidating, a lot of pressure when I first started riding him. And I think at first, you know, I was so nervous to mess anything up or whatever, and he was probably like, oh, this young inexperienced jockey kind of thing. But just with Douglas's guidance and everything, I started to understand Rapper better. In all our shows, we've had incredible rounds, incredible cross-country rounds, and I think that naturally builds a lot of confidence for him with me, with the same for myself for him. So it's just time and trust, and yeah, it's incredible how now we are really, really well bonded, so it's really cool. Eventing, it's pretty much like a triathlon but with a horse, right? So you have 3 days and you have 3 phases, and it's basically, it was first actually designed in the army to test soldiers' horses' ability and discipline. So on the first day you have dressage. That's where you have a test which has certain movements that you have to learn off by heart and that your horse has to be able to do. And keeping in mind your horse is really fit, because on the next day it's got to go and gallop around, jump all these massive fences. So you've got a really fit horse that you've got to keep really calm on the first day and just show that you've got this very well disciplined horse. Then on the second day you have your cross country, which is to test your horse's bravery, and that it can gallop and jump all these fences, that you guys trust each other, and you have a certain set time and speed that you go, and you have your track that you walk before. Then on the third day you have your show jumping, which is your arena which has some poles and jumps in that you jump, and that's after the cross country they can sometimes be a bit tired. So you want a horse that's really fit, that can still have energy to jump the show jumping and not knock any poles.
What is Wrap Up and your best phase?
100% the cross country. We've thankfully had a lot of help with our cross country from Douglas. He's an incredible cross country coach and just really prepared us well with different exercises, and we're really lucky to be able to have this venue to train at. So I think naturally we're so confident in the cross country. It's definitely our favourite, just going out there and galloping around the fences. I enjoy the dressage a lot though. I enjoy the show jumping a lot. Rapper he's really good at all 3 phases. But I think the cross country, where him as a thoroughbred, naturally he was born to run, born to race, and so I think for him that's naturally his favorite thing.
Tracks at Olympic qualifying level are run over distances of 6,000 metres. That's twice the length of South Africa's premier staying race, the Whirlpool Gold Cup. Jessica and Wrap Up will be required to jump 25 to 30 obstacles of 1.25 metre in height and width, and unlike jump racing, where fences are made of brush, allowing horses to drag their hooves through the tops of them. The majority of obstacles in cross-country are solid.
Douglas actually had a really good kind of analogy. He was a game ranger for quite a few years, and he used to go like for game walks kind of in the bush, walking with lion and all of that sort of thing. And he said the only thing that gave him the same adrenaline rush was actually like cross country. And and I agree with him completely. It's that adrenaline rush, but it's also, I mean, like Rapper is just such an incredible horse, and when you're going out at that speed, jumping those fences, and he just makes it so easy. Literally feels like flying, so it's very special.
Just as in racing, the safety regulations for both horse and rider are high.
Rapper, he's a South African thoroughbred. His dad is Grayson, his mom is Winter's Cherry, Western Winter. I've had to go and research Grayson, research his mom, and that's helped me so much get a better understanding for how he is as a horse. So for example, Grayson, he was nicknamed the South African Lion. He was quite honestly one of the bravest, toughest racehorses in South Africa. He went over to Hong Kong, he went and raced all over the world against some of the toughest racehorses. And I think I see so much of that coming out in Rapper. He's so brave, he's so competitive, and for him, those are very, very important aspects when you're doing eventing. To have a horse that's brave, that's competitive, that's tough, that, you know, the longer you push them, the better they get. And those are all key aspects that I've seen in his dad, that from Grayson, that have come out in Rapper, and it's very special to see that.
What's the journey been like for you?
It's incredible, you know. For me, it's from the moment I was young. I mean, I remember watching my dad. He was trying to qualify also for the Olympic Games in London. I remember watching Douglas and them when they went over to World Equestrian Games in Kentucky. So ever since I was young, it's just like been my biggest dream to go and represent my country. And Rapper is honestly, I think he was born for Paris. He was born for Versailles. I think in South Africa, it's a lot harder because we've got to get Rapper out the country. That's the first big thing. But I've really wanted to show the other young South African riders, you know, that you can do it from South Africa. And I wanted to be that pathfinder for them. So we've been very lucky to have incredible venues here. So we did our first 4-star short format here at Mount Helmsley, and then we did our second 4-star short format, which is just a 4-star short is a level that you need to qualify at, that we did at Oaksprings. And then we've got our final 4-star long format, which is a lot longer distance in the cross country. And that is literally the beginning of November, the first weekend of November. So that's our final one, and then we try and get Rapper out the country, where we just have to do one more 4-star show in the year of 2024, the year of the Olympic Games. You just have to compete in one 4-star show. So yeah, fingers crossed, it all goes well.